Hello, BJ, very basic Bible. Here we go, 2 Samuel 20. Let's look at this. Let's go down. All right. The whole chapter seems, hey, David's government of officers. Let's look at that. Why not? All right, here we go. The New King James. Sure, why not? And Joab, excuse, had a little burp. And Joab was over all the army of Israel. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over the Cherethites and the Pelethites. Adoram was in charge of revenue. Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. Shiva was scribe. Zadok and Abiathar were the priests. And Ira the Jairite was the chief minister under David. Pretty cool, huh? Just for the fun of it, let's take one of these random names. Take Ahilud. Copy. I recognize some of the other ones. Zadok and Abiathar. I recognize Jehoshaphat. Jumping Jehoshaphat. That's a maybe Jehoiada. Some, but what was it? Ahilud. 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 Okay. 2 Samuel 2, 1 Kings 2, 1 Chronicles 1. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Is that what we? No, look. 18, 16, 20, 24. Wait, where did I read from the New King James right there. Okay, so I'm in 2 Samuel 20, verse 24. Oops. Okay. What if I leave that? Okay. All right. 2 Samuel 8:16 has, it looks like the same thing. Joab the son of Zeruiah was over the army. Because you look over here, and Joab was over all the army of Israel. Right? So it's like they took these two verses, they smashed them. They took out Benaiah son of Jehoiada. They took out Adoram and Jehoshaphat. I'm not saying they took verses and cut parts of them out, because really, this is in 8:16. So if we were going just by numerical order, verse 20 would have added stuff in. And that actually kind of makes sense because you have less people than you have more. But I guess you could have more people and then less. Yeah, really, it doesn't matter what order, you know? You could have, you could say, I'm going to give you this much information this time. Next time, I'm only going to give you this much information. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. Here, full chapter. Why not? 2 Samuel 8:16. All right. When the Arameans Damascus came to help Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David struck down 22,000 of them. Strike down them when the Arameans strike them down. Look at this. David defeated Hadadezer. Okay. Oh, David also defeated the Moabites. David defeated the Philip. Man, David just. Whew. David took the gold shields that belonged to the officers of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. Okay, good. All right. David took a large quantity of bronze. Okay. What was it? Wasn't it? I thought it was. Okay, we'll just keep going. So we see Ahilud, his son Joram, King David, congratulated had at War II. King David dedicated an article of Edom and plundered Zobah. David is famous. He put garrisons. David's officials. David reigned over all Israel, doing what was just and right for all his people. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, are priests. Sariah was secretary. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were priests. I don't think David's sons were supposed to be priests. No good. Only Levites are supposed to be priests. Maybe it's another David. Lots of people were named the same thing. I don't know. You can call and ask smart people, call a radio show, be like, what's this verse? Why does it say that? Because God got mad at other people for having priests that were not Levites. Why wouldn't he get first say with David? Okay. Oh, so we can see 2 Samuel 8. It's kind of like 2 Samuel 20:24. Full chapter 20:24. Sheba rebels against David. Joab said, "Are you my brother?" 20. David's officials. Joab was over Israel's entire army. So Joab was still. So this is a later time in the story of David, because the story of David is chronological. And Joab is still over Israel's entire army. If we read this story, I believe Joab knocks off a bunch of people. He like kills a bunch of people in order to stay. There's some story where Joab kills one of the people so he can stay as David's general. So it's like, hey, Joab is still David's army. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and Pelethites. I think that's what it said in 2 Samuel 8. To Samuel 8. David reigned over all Israel. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army. Joab was over Israel's entire army. Jehoshaphat, so there's Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and Pelethites in verse 18. And here it tells us about Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and Pelethites. Okay. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. So it's still all the same so far as Zadok, son of Ahatub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were priests. Sorry, I was secretary. There's a difference over here. You might have caught it. So this is 2 Samuel 8. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were priests. But over here, Zadok and Abiathar were priests. So earlier, Ahimelech's son of Abiathar was a priest, and Sariah was a secretary. That's earlier in the chapter. Abiathar has a son, Ahimelech, who is a priest. It probably means Abiathar is a priest, because if you're a Levite and you have a kid, your kid's a priest. You're a priest, the kid's a priest. That's why it's strange to say David's sons were priests, because no one from the tribe of Judah were supposed to be priests. Only Levites. Only Levites. Levites were called to be priests. People got in trouble for trying to be priests who weren't from the tribe of Levi. You know, over here, Shiva was secretary, but over here, Sariah was secretary. Shiva and Sariah could be the same person. See how their names pretty similar? People had similar names, but they could be a different person also, right? This is earlier because it's 2 Samuel 8. This is later, 2 Samuel 20. Okay, we're pretty certain it's later. Okay, Ira and Jairite were David's priests. David's sons were priests. Ira and Jairite. This is strange. This is strange. I don't see how David. I mean, you might be like BJ. What does it matter? It says his sons were priests, so they were. You know, it's a very basic Bible. We try to keep it basic. If we were doing a really long one, this is just a topic. If we were doing a really long study, we'd go look up stuff about priests, and you'd be like, "Wait a minute, only Levites are supposed to be priests?" Yeah. Like if we studied it out, we would find that out, and we'd go, "Whoa, David was supposed to have priests?" Is it? No. But then over here, Ira and the Jairite was David's priest. Like he had a priest all to himself. When his son, the verse matches most of the other way except for Shiva. And then Abiathar is a priest instead of his sons. And Ira the Jairite was David's priest versus earlier David's sons were priests. So hey, this is earlier. We're pretty sure. Some things in these historical books, they'll tell stories later that did happen earlier, but I don't believe that's what's going on here. So assuming this is earlier, that means here David would have been incorrect. You can't make your sons priest, David. Somebody probably told him that. He was like, "Oh, you're right. Ira the Jairite was David's priest, so he got him a real priest. Maybe that's it. No, maybe. BJ, look it up. This is just a Bible topic. It's supposed to spur you on to look it up. Okay, wait. Now what? Oh, Ahilud. Okay. No. Let's go back. Bible Gateway. Let's see what the other Ahilud. First Kings 2. Elihoreph and Ahijah, sons of Shisha, secretaries. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, recorder. So King Solomon ruled over all Israel. These were his chief officials. Azariah, son of Zadok, the priest. Okay, so Zadok was a priest, but here, the son of Zadok. Okay, that makes sense. Lehoreph and Ahijah, sons of Shisha, secretaries. Now remember, over here, where was it? Sariah, Shiva, and over here, Shisha. I'm gonna bet that's the same person. We can't know for a fact, but the name's very similar. So, I'm not saying Tim and Tom, they must be no. But in the Bible, people did have different names, and sometimes they were spelled different. That's kind of a common thing in the Bible. Okay. So I'm just, could it be it? Zadok and Abiathar, priests. Okay, so they're still priests. Aloriph and Ahijah. They were not over here, were they? Ahijah and Alora. No. Elihoreph and Ahijah. Oh, wait, yeah. There was the secretaries. They were the sons of Shisha. Okay. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, the recorder. That's that. So Ahila and Ahijah seem to be the only one that have changed. Maybe this Shisha / Shiva / Sariah guy, maybe he passed away. Now his sons are their secretaries. But right here, Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, is still the recorder. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. I don't know what recorder means. I know you. Yeah, that's a little recorder. That's probably what this means. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Solomon did become king, to my knowledge, when he was pretty young. So, all these people could have been young. They're like, hey, this is, in other words, everybody who was with David is now with Solomon. David had some other kids that tried to take the throne. If you're wondering, so which of David's kids is supposed to be king? Well, hey, the one with the same people who were David's officials. If David's officials are now Solomon's officials, that's a good guess. Now Solomon's supposed to be king. All right, I think there was one more, correct? One more Ahilud. First Chronicles 1. Let's check her out. Oh, Joab son of Zeruiah was over the army. First, David's victories. In the course of time, David defeated the Philistines. That's what. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oops, 2 Samuel 8. In the course of time, David defeated the Philistines. Okay. Got First Chronicles. David defeated the Moabites. They became subject to him. Over here. David also defeated the Moabites. Okay. David defeated Hadadezer, king of Zobah. Whoa, that's my phone. Yikes. Oh, that scared me. They had Hadadezer. Then you got Arameans in Damascus. David took gold shields. 2 Samuel 8. David defeated Hadadezer. When the Arameans in Damascus, David took the gold shields. And then we had two, king of Hamath. Look at that. So First Chronicles is basically just repeating what 2 Samuel said. And that's what First Chronicles does. It repeats a lot of the things. So if we go to the bottom, David reigned over all Israel. Now, remember, 2 Samuel 20, which is repeating who the people were, it seems almost to a man, in 2 Samuel 8. So early in David's reign, later in David's reign. 2 Samuel 8 early, 2 Samuel 20 later. So 2 Samuel 8. So what is First Chronicles 18 is not parallel to 2 Samuel 20, which was later in David's reign, but 2 Samuel 8, which is earlier in David's reign. Okay, you're going to remember all that. Pop quiz tomorrow. All right. Shift a little bit. Just like 2 Samuel 8, it gives all of David's exploits where he's defeating all these people and taking shields and stuff. Then at the bottom, it tells us David's officials. First Chronicles 18 tells us all the stuff he does, the king two and the shield, and then at the bottom, his officials. Let's see now. Let's see if it's the same. David reigned over all Israel, doing what was just and right for all his people. Joab, son of Zeruiah, was over the army. Okay, I think that's correct. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. Jehoshaphat, son of was recorder. Okay. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were priests. Shavshaw was secretary. Oh my gosh, this man. Okay, that right there convinces me. Same guy, different name. Because look over. Okay, same guy, similar name. Where was it at? Shiva was secretary. Oh, this is 2 Samuel 20. So we're just looking at First Chronicles 18 and the parallel passage in 2 Samuel 8. First Chronicle 18. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were priests. 2 Samuel 8. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar, were priests. Okay. Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, son of Abiathar. Okay. Shavsha was secretary. Sariah was secretary. This, yeah, would it be like, hey, Shavsariah Ashav, whatever your name is, hey, you guy with the S name and the A at the end, come over here. Yeah, the recorder. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites and Pelethites. And David's sons were chief officials at the king's side. Okay, so we know that 2 Samuel 8, Jehoiada was over the Benaiah, Jehoiada was over the Kerethites and Pelethites. 2 Samuel 8. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kerethites. David's sons were priests. Later in his reign, Ira the Jerite was David's priest. Over here, David's sons were chief officials at the king's side. Maybe we'll need to do a very basic Bible on that verse, trying to figure out why in the world there seems to be a contradiction. Like, who was it? Were they priests? Were they chief officials? Maybe another name for chief officials was priests. I mean, I assume David wouldn't want a priest, his own son to be a priest, you know? All right, guys. But for now, we'll go ahead and call this one quits, and we'll see you on the next very basic Bible.